Arrangement is one of the hardest part of production, and audio producers really have problem with the arrangement. To make it a bit easier for you, today we are going to take a look at 5 ways to arrange your track with Ableton using locator and signature changes. This one is really helpful for you to locate and navigate through the project that you have. I have a full project over here. Problem begins when you really start to zoom in and you immediately start to forget where you are heading in the track. It is really easy to get lost in a big project. The easiest way to solve this problem is actually using markers. Let's say this is my full track. If I add a locator, this will be my intro, right? And here I maybe have the groove in. Here I'm having the verse. Now, once we add all the locators, the project looks like this. You can easily go navigate through the project. Let's say I want to find that big break vocals. I can just click here, space, immediately locate anything in the project. But more importantly, most of the time when you are in the arrangement part of the track, you will do a lot of local automations. That means that when you, for example, zoom in stuff, you will still have this anchoring point. I'm here, dropped automation should be ended here. You always have these like lines to help you guide you through exactly where to stop and where you end. Other more important thing is when you have a big track like this, start or end point of the time signature could be changing. For example, at the break, if you take a look at here, 4 bars, colors are here. It is not only important for the look of it, it's also important if you sync your project, for example, by the 4 bars or 2 bars. If you are using a modulation synced at every fourth, that means that that modulation is starting in the wrong position. So what you need to do is to fix everything here, right click, and then just choose the insert time signature change. That will actually reset the starting point. So now you can see our 4 bars is reset. So it is the beginning of the 4 bar here. You can even change it from 4 to the floor to the 4 to 7 or something like that using session view for arrangement. This is probably the most fun way of actually arranging the tracks. If you are arranging your tracks only with arrangement view, you tend to always think linearly because you're always seeing this linear timeline. And this is sometimes a good thing, but other times it could be kind of a limitation that you will have. The way you can actually arrange with the session view, you create clips of all the elements. Like here we have the low end, here we have the high end. You can play separate clips like this and try different combination in meantime. The way I like to do it actually before starting really randomly playing, I like creating different scenes. Let's say I want the intro scene, these ones, right? And maybe I want to play the clap all together. Just give me like the intro vibe, right? And then you can actually change the names over here of each scene. And let's say I want a scene where only drums are available. Put this here, drum scene. Let's say a break scene. What should I have in the break? I will definitely have these pads. Ambient break maybe. Maybe we can have the arpeggio as well. Right, that works kind of. When we go into the break, we can use, let's say, back repeat as well. This definitely works. Let's have a scene where everything plays. There's like a chorus scene. I want this one here as well. And here will be like... This is a super simple way to create any arrangement, really. Test. So this will work as a verse and chorus difference as well. And let's see kind of a dry sound. So I want drums and I want actually that lead sound. Ambient groove as well. No clap, I want it clean. Now jam around and record. So the way it works, make sure that nothing is armed here, that red is not clicked. Here comes the Ableton's push or magic of another MIDI launcher. Let me show you how it looks actually in the push. All the clips are here, visible, so we can actually move around, play anything that we want, right? Any change that you do while you are recording with the knobs and stuff will be also recorded. So this is the reason that I say this is the most fun way of arranging the track, because there's a lot of jamming, a lot of random stuff. Once you create your scenes, the way it works, you just click in the record and then you can try different combinations. Let's try this dry intro. Now, if you click tab, you see that we are recording. From here, I'm gonna go for maybe drum. Maybe go for ambient break. And then maybe we go to dry lead. Now it's really random, but you get the idea. And then we go to the verse maybe. And then maybe we go to the super ambient one more time. Like you could automate here, for example, some stuff or modulate some stuff. And by doing so and recording, look what happened. Everything that we played is here. The other thing, if you don't want to jam and just move things around, you can actually do that as well. Let's say I want to just move these clips over here. You can just select everything, just drag it and shift and drop it. And this will just drop all the clips that you selected right there. I really strongly suggest jam in session view because always ends up really some happy surprises that you didn't think of, and sometimes fits really into the arrangement. If you're enjoying the video up to now, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. It really keeps me motivated to make more videos like this. Resampling for arrangement. This is something forgotten, especially by beginner and intermediate producers, and resampling could be the missing piece that glues everything together in your arrangement. For example, here from the track that we played, I have this part. Let's say I need to build up here some kind of tension. The most common things that you will see that people just drop white noises and so on and so forth, but the better way to arrange this into the coherent drop will be actually resampling stuff and building more organic drop. Resampling is especially important for micro arrangement. If you don't know what micro arrangement is, I will add a video here just about that, but micro arrangement is really the energy control in the local arrangement. So in this case, we want to increase the energy here, but we have here a kind of cool ambience, but it is kind of aesthetic. So what we can do is actually create another chain and put it into resampling mode, arm it, so that when we play it, it can record itself. Now we have that part of the track, and once we have this one, the fun part begins. For example, in this case, I want kind of a reverb. Maybe I can use the hybrid reverb, can get this really shimmery sound out of it. Maybe I can use like a frequency shifter, right? I'm gonna distort a little bit as well. I want this eerie high-end stuff. Cut a bit lows here. And maybe finally I can use an auto filter, sweepy sound. From here, maybe around here, I will stop. And finally, I'm gonna use a glue compression just to keep up my levels. And if you listen to now, I'm having kind of a cooler riser. The one thing that bothers me here is that synth sound that we have here. I will probably just resample this again without this guy. Depends on what you want. Other way to use resampling is creating answers by creating new sounds from the original sound. In this case, we have this main lead. I'm gonna do the same thing over here. Just record that. Then maybe I can move this and have an answer here instead. Resampling is always unpredictable, so you never know what you're gonna get before you start resampling because it's kind of an experimental thing to do. One thing that you can do, I'm going to do these work modes, play with the format. I actually like this part quite a bit. Maybe reverse. I was not thinking making this, but it kind of sounds cool, right? This is the good part of resampling. Like now we have a nice fill-in effect already. S3. This one, I will never make it like a regular synthesis. The power of Ableton resampling is really there. Strongly suggest you to give it a try. Let's see how Max 4 Live can help you with your arrangement. In this example, we're going to use something that's called Song Sketch. This is a Max 4 Live device. The main purpose of the device is helping you arrange your track quickly, giving you a starting point, and from there, you can actually do whatever you want. When you load it on your channel, you end up with this screen first. It will help you arrange the things later on. The first thing that I'm going to do is actually pick a genre. You can also build your own templates and use it later on, but I'm going to just pick something that is already existing. I'm going to go for techno, peak time techno, right? It creates kind of a template for you that you can actually arrange your track accordingly. You can change between different templates and pick the one that fits the track that you are building. It uses these clips that you have built in your session view. It does quite a good job with matching it. Bass drum matching, 16 hat, hi-hat shaker rights match. Here the off-hat, it thinks it's a hook. Collapse snare, we're gonna change it to snare. Main lead, we can pick, for example, the hook. And this one is the riff, perfect. And once you pick everything, all you need to do is actually just click to arrangement. So when you do, the magic happens and it just arranges your track into the arrangement that you selected. And of course, this is just the beginning. If you don't like it, you can change it. Try the different templates. Let's say I'm gonna go for now template 6. Again, click to arrange. And bam, we have changed the new arrangement style that we had. Get go, it won't be perfect, but it will give you at least a good starting point that you can bend after your track. Creating heat map of the track with MIDI channel. This one is really useful one, and I am sure in the future Ableton will implement this as a default functionality as well. But the way it works is, let's say you finish your loop and you want to expand this and create your arrangement. One of the common methods is using reference track. I just put up another track of mine. I want to create a similar arrangement that I had in this previous track. So let's say this is my chorus in my track. It is around here. Ctrl Shift M. It just creates like a MIDI here. We call it chorus. And then it goes into here. It is still chorus, but the energy is a bit higher. So what I'm gonna do is actually changing the color of this one slightly lower. Just indicates to me the chorus starts with a bit less aggressive and gets more aggressive later on. Here, this is small break. Do it like a white color. We kind of have a groove in here. This is kind of a build up. Make it slightly yellowish. Another small break, a DJ intro, drum introduction, and here we go. This really gives away the whole arrangement of the reference track. You can really understand it from the colors, where the energies are up, where the energies are down. This will give you inspiration that you need to arrange your track. But this is not the end, because there is one more option that you can utilize using the MIDI clips as a notepad. For example, if you listen here, so we had the filter cutoff here, and then riser kind of coming in the second half. To avoid coming in here and listening to the arrangement track and that affecting your decision process, here in this one, you will find an option that's called Edit Info Text. If I click this one, this will open up a small clip for me that I can actually type anything I want. Use filter cutoff, down the energy, a background, riser. Let's say you are doing your project and you are like, okay, what should I do in this small break? If you click this one, your text will appear on the left corner. If you had an idea and if you didn't have time to implement it, use preset 5 and extra delay. So this is extremely powerful idea, and I use this like in every project that I have. If you want to learn more about arrangement, I have a whole arrangement series right over here. Take a look.